Round two, we've got the choice. We'll play first, and I think we better mulligan, despite having some nice 2-drops in here. I think we can do better than that. Well, this hand's pretty bad too, but I guess I keep it because I actually have both lands and 2 color of both lands, but this is admittedly not what we're looking for. Thankfully, our opponent mulligans as well. That helps a little bit. Mulls to 5. Jeez, all right. He still has a pretty good shot against us since we're not putting a bunch of pressure on yet. So hopefully we're drawing some morph guys or basically just some creatures. All right, a couple white sources from our opponent. Hey, that's actually a pretty good one. Let's get that guy down. No plays. Yeah, I think we're probably outlasting here. I like it a bit more. Lets me attack into more stuff later, and first strike trample is pretty good. We're going to be able to hard cast our Hooting Mandrill soon. Alright, I guess now we bash in with the Bondkin. Follow up with a Smoke Teller, and pass. Oh, okay. Another Abzan deck. Nice, very good. For him, not for us. Well, I guess it's okay for us. He's dealing some damage to himself. We're going to be able to do it Mandrills. This guy could have the Death Frenzy. We played back-to-back opponents now that potentially could be playing Death Frenzy. So we got rid of Saddle Brute and a Krumar. So I imagine some removal spells maybe? So we'll get him for 5, drop the Mandrills. Oops. Do have some first strike going on. There we go. All right, well, got lethal next turn. He's definitely got to play some creatures and removal. Okay. Huh. All right. He doesn't even really have good blocks here. I think we're going to hard cast the Watcher too, by the way. The 2 life is pretty much irrelevant at this point. All right. So beat our opponent's Mull to 5 with our Mull to 6, so that worked out. He is, it would appear, just a really, so far, pretty nice looking. We just saw Warriors out of him so far, so. Warrior Beatdown. What do we have against the Warrior Beatdown that I like? Parapet is a good blocker. It doesn't really coincide with what we're trying to do for the most part. Archer is also a good blocker, potentially better than... Well, he's a little more expensive to unmorph than the Harrier. Maybe we don't need the Roar of Challenge. I imagine he's going to be fairly aggressive, which makes the Roar slightly worse, in my opinion. I'm trying to think if I can up it with something better. Maybe I just want another... Maybe I want a good blocker. Parapet actually would be pretty nice for that. I mean, Archer is also a good blocker. It's just nice that the Parapet comes down on turn 2. But then again, we have so many 2-drops already. Maybe... I definitely think Roar of Challenge is going to be kind of awkward in this match just based on the fact that I feel like he's going to be pretty aggressive. And when your opponent's aggressive, stuff like Roar of Challenge can still be useful, but much less so, I think. So it's really like Parapet, which isn't going to be as good with our Rush of Battle or our Master of Pearls, or the Archer, which is a little bit slower but gives us another good blocking creature. I guess I can get behind that. I mean, Parapet is just a 0-5 wall in here. We can't even use the ability. Okay, let's do the archer. Looks like we better mulligan this. Again, our opponent's keeping it 7, but this seems a bit sketchy. Alright, let's go to 5. Alright, I guess we'll keep it 5, but still kind of on the hunt for another land. Alright, well, it's a bit rough. Pitched a couple lands. I mean, we could be in worse shape right now, considering we haven't played a land yet, or a second land yet. That's pretty rough. Guess we better discard the Harrier. For some reason I'm getting lag now too, which does not bode well. I'm getting like kind of unresponsive clicking for some reason. Guess we ditch the... I mean, I feel like I might at some point need the Rush of Battle Horde Chief if I could realistically. I guess we're gonna have a hard time getting to 4 mana if we're having a hard time getting to 2. Pretty close to, yeah. I guess we concede. I shouldn't show him any more information, and he's gonna get in for, yeah, let's just concede. We don't need to show him any more cards, I guess. Alright, well, let's try game 3. Alright, let's play first. And yeah. Seems good. Got one of each color, got a 2-drop. Keep busy with some, hope ideally a 3-drop at some point. Get that Alpine Grizzly online if we can. Alright, Smoke Teller. I feel like I clicked already, now I'm worried. Just really unresponsive clicking for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's worrisome. It's not fun to play with unresponsive clicking because it's kind of where you make the mistakes. where you click past your post-combat. Despise. All right. I would hit a Grizzly up if I was him, since it's the only thing that turns on Savage Punch. He's going to have a pretty good idea what our morph guys are as well. All right. Fairly confident he knows what that is. I think our best shot at this point is just setting up for a nice rush of battle. All right. Not out of it yet, but it's certainly pretty good against us. I guess the Sage Harrier number 2 is all the information he has, so that seems like a solid follow-up. Guess at this point we just set up for a nice rush of battle at some point. He does run Skull Hunter, so I need to be conscious of that sort of thing. So, yeah. All right. So now I think we just leave up the morph to block the Kieran. Seems fine. Still very gradual process. Interesting. And a morph guy. Alright. So could be the Abzan life gainer, but we can't do much about that. I guess we play Bondkin here. Could Rush of Battle, which is pretty good. So what does that smack in for? Potentially does force him to block. Only one guy though, but it does force him to block, which is pretty good. Alternatively, I can wait an extra turn with the Bondkin. I do gain some life too. I don't know. Force him to block here seems pretty good. And then whatever he doesn't block, he takes damage from. I'm going to go for it, I think. It just feels right. We also get to gain a little bit of life. Yeah, it's exactly lethal, so he only has to block one guy. But yeah, I feel like this is worth it. I feel like he gets more opportunities to actually mount a decent defense against us if we wait any longer on that rush of battle. So I say it's worth a go here. It's a pretty aggressive play. Oh, he's just trading off. All right. So we're going to deal 7 to him, gain some life. It's not bad. Guess we're going to have issues if that's the Abzan guide, but I'm not sure I can do much about it. I guess the upside, if this is the Abzan guide, at least I can block it with my 5 toughness guy, but he's going to be gaining some life, which could definitely be an issue. All right. Feel like if he had Abzan Guide, that would have been the right time to play it. And he's outlasting. All right. Sagu Archer. Yeah. His mana issues aren't helping too much. So I can get him for 2, brings him down to 6. 4-turn clock. He's got us potentially on a much faster clock than that. It's a tough spot to be in. I think I have to leave my Harrier back, which I don't like, but I'm not really affording a lot of luxuries this game. I think we just play this face down. Well, that's tough too. This is challenging. I'm trying to think what works best for me. Maybe we do need to actually play creatures, and I need to be bashing in. I definitely don't like the idea of him just untapping and bashing in for just loads of damage. Just loads of damage. Tough spot, real tough spot. I'm trying to think here, what's wisest? How do I do something productive this turn that's ultimately going to help me? I don't know. I really don't know. Don't know how to do this. Archer or Bondkin. Punches are just straight up worthless right now. Unfortunately, worthless. Never what you want out of these, because they're such good cards. What does Bondkin really afford me? What does Archer really afford me? I feel like neither of them afford me much. 2 cards left in hand. Wow. I guess we unmorph and bash for 2. It's not good. I don't like it, but my justification is it puts a clock on them. We maybe just can play enough chump blockers to buy enough time to survive if he can't get life gain. Oh, he did have the absent guide. All right, well, I think he's just really ballsy then, because I don't think I would have stayed back if I were him on unmorphing that just to get a saddle brood out, but it worked out perfectly well for him there, so he did play wisely. All right, so now we have an archer, so I guess we can block his team, which is kind of nice, but I can't swing on him anymore, and he's gaining a bunch of life, which definitely isn't good, but as you can see, I can't really do much about it. I guess I could double block his Abzan Guide. I think at this point I have to do really desperate plays. I mean triple block his Abzan Guide. And then he deals the 8 to us, bringing us to 1, which is definitely bad, but I don't know how we win if we can't stop the lifelink. Well, it's a pretty easy triple block. Huh. Might want to stop the Death Toucher here. Oh man, and I can't play it. That's rough. That is rough. So play Bondkin. Guess I Savage Punch his Hate Blade. While I still have the opportunity, prevent some damage, but I guess the Patrol's really the thing that's going to kill us, isn't it? I guess we punch it anyway. I don't know. I've got 2 of them. I feel like I'm just not doing anything this game. I guess we can swing with the Flyers, and we're going to take the Salt Road Patrol. Alright, well, it's pretty rough. Guess we have to block. See if we can't get a land here. Yeah, it actually works. Surprisingly works. So let's Hydra for 3. And I think we just bash with 1. I do need to keep some sort of clock. I mean, I could keep them all back, but I think 1 shot of winning here is really keeping some degree of pressure on while simultaneously keeping good blockers back. Oh, that's a bummer. Alright. Mastodon's not too bad. Does hold back our snakes, I guess. Alright, so now I got the Colossedon. And I think we just swing with our Flyer. And pass. Alright. Block here, block that, take the 2. Yeesh. It's pretty strong. Can't do much about that. It doesn't really do anything, unfortunately. Well, I guess I should expect to see pure lands now, since I sort of didn't draw any early. This has been kind of a frustrating game. Yeah, unfortunately, even the Master of Pearls doesn't do it. Even if I top deck the Master, it doesn't do it, because I don't have enough to morph it plus unmorph it. trying to think of any sort of good play I have here. I don't think I've got one. I guess I just stay back, chump block the saddle brute, or block the saddle brute, block the patrol. It's doing the lag thing again. Don't like that. Not sure why it's doing that now. Yeah, really laggy. Ooh, God, that would have been useful. Man. Jeez. Yeah, that really sucks. We were so close to lethal with Awaken the Baron Savage Punch. So close. We pump to 4, we get up to 6, and we just can't do it. I mean, no, we're just dead. That sucks. Well, it was fun. Wish that we could have won. I think we needed to draw a bit better, but isn't that how all Magic is played, theoretically? You draw better and you win. There's no point in doing it. It doesn't. I can't even possibly threaten lethal. Well, it was fun. I wish we could have performed better on this one. I was feeling good at a certain point, but we just started drawing really lousy. Unfortunately, just missed out on a bunch of land drops that were really important mid-game. I guess he got screwed game 1, I got screwed game 2, so this was sort of the deciding game, but I still feel like I got the short end of this game's stick. I was really struggling for mana early, but I don't think he was he? I feel like he wasn't. I feel like he was playing really slow and clunky, and he made a bunch of mistakes, especially attacking with the Abzan Guide solo, which still doesn't make any sense to me. But he still prevailed, so I guess it was his day. All right, I'll see you guys in round 3.